I am not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for Life in the UK test part 82, the Prime Minister. It is on page 34. But first a few things. I said that we had no section to Ireland, and we had one. I remember we had it somewhere. Ireland. Let's look what's written here. Ireland. During this period, it's spoken of the period of James VI and I, something like 1603. During this period, Ireland was an almost completely Catholic country. Henry VII and Henry VIII had extended English control outside the Pale, see page 17, and had established English authority over the whole country. Henry VIII took the title King of Ireland. English laws were introduced and local leaders were expected to follow the instructions of the Lord Lieutenants in Dublin. During the reigns of Elizabeth I and James I, many people in Ireland opposed rule by the Protestant government in England. There were a number of rebellions. The English government encouraged Scottish and English Protestants to settle in Ulster, the northern province of Ireland, taking over the land from Catholic landholders. These settlements were known as plantations. Many of the new settlers came from southwest Scotland, and other land was given to companies based in London. James later organized similar plantations in several other parts of Ireland. This had serious long-term consequences for the history of England, Scotland, and Ireland. The question was about the involvement of Britain in Ireland. But we have a section to Ireland. And the next thing was the asterisk. So this is an asterisk. I haven't found it. There we have an asterisk, this blue thing. The star basically. And that means that we should take it as it is in this book. There are some unclearness or some oversimplifications or something like that, if it's certain. And this here is about the Battle of Killincork, that James II had invaded with help of the French army, Ireland, and there was the Battle of Killiecrankie, and they were defeated and they left again. And the Roman numbers. So you need to know four things. The first thing is the I, and the I is a 1. So there's just an I, that means it is a 1. It looks like that. This I there. That is a 1. And it is spoken as the first. So an I is a 1, that's the first thing. The second thing you need to know is the V. The V is a 5. And where we have a 5. There. Just the V. The V is the 5. Or here. The V is the 5. The V is the 5. The I is the 1 and the V is the 5, and the V is spoken as the 5th. That's the same thing. The third thing is, if there is the I behind the V, then it is plus. Then you have the V plus the 1. So you have, that's better. So with V means always 5. And the I means always 1. And the I is smaller. And if the I is behind the V, then it's plus. So we're having here V plus 1. V plus I. And V is 5. I is 1. So that is 6. We're having 5 plus 1. The I is the smaller number. If the I is behind the V, then it's plus. V plus I is now 6. If we have here 2 I's behind, so here we're having 3 I's. So where we're having 3 I's behind it, then it's an 8. Because we're having V for 5 and 3 I's. Then it's 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, so 8. V is 5, V plus I is, not that way around, because that's important. V is 5, V and I is 6, V and I is 7. And V and 3 I's is 8. If the I is before the V, if there's E, I, V. I don't know if we have it at one time. But if it happens, if the I is before the V, then it's minus. So if the V is here and the I is behind it, then it's plus. V, 5 plus 1. If the I is before it, then it's minus. Now we're having 5 minus 1. Now it's 4. So if there's Henry IV, that would be Henry E V. Then it's minus. So these four things. The I means 1, the V means 5. If the I is behind the V, it is plus 5 plus 1. If it's before, then it's 5 minus 1. For completeness, I don't know completely, but there are more numbers. For example, the x is a 10. So if there's an x and a 5, that is 15. The x is 10, the v is 5, so 15. I think it's the L. The L is 50, but the C is 100. It's still in cent. C is 100. And the M is 1000, that's million. You see that sometimes at the end of opening credits of movies, or at the end of end credits, or at the beginning of end credits, where sometimes the film productions firms have written the year when it was shot. So let's say 1955 would be M for 1000, for 1000. So we need 1955, so we're writing M for the first 1000. Now and C, and then an M, because we need 19. And we are writing a 19 the first, the smaller number, the C, and then the bigger number, the M for 1000. So now we're having 1000 for the first 1000 years, and then 900, because we have 1000 minus 100. So with M, C, M, we are writing 1900. Now we need 55, that would be an L, and then a V, and that would be 1955 in Roman numbers. So we have to have M for 1000, then we need 900, so 1000 minus 100, M minus C, and then we need 50, that's I think an L, and then we need a 5, a V. If we had 1956, we would need the Y and an I. If we had 1954, we would need M for 1000, the C and the M for 900, and then 54 would be now, we need 50. But first the 50, the L, and now the 4 would be written, we need 5 minus 1, the V and the 1. So for, and it goes only three of the same type behind, so UGIPCVDM with Henry VIII with a V and 3 I's, 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, then you have 8. And if you want to write 9, you wouldn't take the X and then the I. The X is 10. So the 8 are you still writing with a 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. And the 9 are you writing with X minus 1, XI. But I don't think you will ever have the need of an X, an L, a C, or an M. So you need only I and V. And I is a 1, V is a 5. If the I is behind the V, it's plus Y plus 1, that's 6. And if the I is before it, it's minus Y minus 1. So that's 5 minus 1, 4. And now we are over halfway through. And we're doing morning stretching. If you participate in the morning stretching, just your own risk. And there is my voice. We will continue now, mostly not about the Prime Minister, but about morning stretching. We are just having a comfortable stand with the legs. We are breathing in and going back with shoulders up, front and down, forward shoulder circles. And the last time. And now backwards. And front, up, back, and down. And the last time. Now we are bringing slowly the shoulders up, breathing in. And out, letting them down. And again in. And out. And again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. And the last time breathe in. Now next exercise, the apple plucker. Bring the arms up. And just keep on breathing while you pretend to take an apple hanging high on a branch. To turn it around and pluck the apple. A few more. And the last two. And we're going directly on to the next exercise. Legs are standing wide apart, We're making almost exercises now. I think maybe even completely the arms to the outside. We're breathing in. And out, we're shifting over to one side, the shifter. And breathe in into the middle. And out over to the other side. And breathe in into the middle. Over to the side. Breathe in into the middle. And out over to the side. Again, in into the middle. And out we go onto the knees. Breathe in. And out, bring one shoulder. And get in. And out. And again in. And out the other arm in. And breathe again in. Out the arm in. And let's do it another time. Breathe in. Out the arm comes in. And in. Out. Now breathe in. And out, we're hanging down. Breathe in. And out we go over to one leg. Breathe in. Out we go over to the other leg. And breathe in. And out into the middle. And breathe in. And out, we're coming slowly up, round back, and making to the top, a backwards shoulder roll. Now we're going on the garden pose. The toes are pointing to the outside. We're having an uneven space between the heels. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, and we're coming down, and we're placing the elbows against the insides of the knees. And you breathe in, and you can pretend to come up with the back against the wall. Breathe in. And out we come with the back up. And breathe again in. And out. Into the garden pose. And breathe again in. And out another time with the back up. And breathe again in. And out the last time with the garden pose. We're breathing in. And out, we're coming slowly in one straight line up. And we're going to do a seahorse pose. We're having 2 minutes left. So you have a standing leg. Do this only if you can do it without injuring yourself. Bringing the heel of a mobile leg on top of the knee of a standing leg. We're breathing in. And out, we're sinking down. So the Prime Minister. When Queen Anne died in 1714, so it was 7 years after the Act of Union, which made Scotland and England Great Britain. So when Queen Anne died in 1707, Parliament chose the German George I to be the next king because he was Anne's nearest Protestant relative. Changing the leg. So the Parliament could say who would become the next king, but it makes kind of sense. It is the next closest relative who was Protestant. So we still don't know how much we could say or can say who becomes the next monarch, because it's still the closest relative, just that it has to be a Protestant. So George I, who was a German, he was Prussian, I think. But okay, he was a German, George I, and he became the next king. An attempt by Scottish Jacobites to put James II's son on the throne instead was quickly defeated. We're gonna make it in the next part. So, just a closing exercise, and then that's it. We are breathing in and going down. Out. And again in. And out. Now breathe in and close the legs. And out. And that was the morning stretching. I thank you very much. We will continue on the next part. So, until next time.